knows is the enormous secret I have learned. When self-denial's furnace flame has burned through love and all the agonizing bonds that hold the soul within its shell are turned to water weak, then may desires obtain the cypress crown they seek. Browning attained, I think, when Evelyn Hope gave no response to his requickening kiss. In the brief moment when exceeding bliss joined to her sweet past soul his soul, its scope grew infinite forever. So in this profane desire, I too may join my song unto his quenchless choir. When Hallam died, did Tennyson attain? When his warm kisses drew no answering sigh from the poor corpse corrupted utterly? When four diverse sweet dews exude to stain with chaste foul fervour the cold canopy? Proud reason's sheath he cast away, the sword of madness flames beneath. Read his mad rhymes, their sickening savour taste, bathe in their carnal and depraving stream, rise, glittering with the dewdrops of his dream. Glow with exultation to thy waist, gird his gold belt, the diamond settings gleam, with fire drawn far through the blue shuddering vault from some amazing star. Aubrey attained in sleep when he dreamt this wonderful dream of women, tended child and harlot, naked all, in thousands piled on one hot writhing heap. His shameful kiss, to shudder through them, with lithe limbs defiled, to wade, to dip down through the mass, caressed by every purple lip, choked with her reek and fume and bitter-sweet, his body perishes, his life is drained, the last sweet drop of nectar has not stained another life, his lips and limbs are wet with death dews. Ha! The painter has attained as high a meed as his who first begot sweet music on a reed. And oh, me music is so poor and thin, and poor Marseille. Where shall I find a wise Olympus and a lover kind to teach my mouth to sing some secret sin, faint, fierce, and horrible, to tune my mind and on a reed better beloved to bid me discourse at his need? Master, I think that I have found thee now. Deceive me not, I trust thee, I am sure. Thy love will stand while ocean winds endure. Our request shall be our quest till I the brow radiate light. Till death himself allure our love to him when life's desires are filled beyond the silver brim. Desires obtain the cypress crown. Damn, these people call me more than my financial advisor. Okay, what are we gonna call that? Man, they're just gonna keep calling and calling and calling and calling. Get a clue. All right. What are we gonna call it? Oh, let's call it a meditation. Meditation now. Meditation. He's just gonna call nonstop. Oh. Meditation podcast. over here trying to make money to pay that bill. You're gonna make me block you, huh? Would you give it a rest? I'm over here working. I'm trying to make money to pay the bills.
This message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful.
But oh man. Oh man, I'm just gonna keep meditating. This is the basic fucking century. You funny lemma.
Then may desires obtain the cypress crown they seek. Browning attained, I think, when Evelyn Hope gave no response to his requickening kiss. In the brief moment when exceeding bliss joined to her sweet past soul of soul, its scope grew infinite forever. So in this profane desire, I too may join my song unto his quenchless choir. When Alan died, did Tennyson attain, when his warm kisses drew no answering sigh, from the poor corpse corrupted utterly, when for diverse sweet dews it sought to stain, who chased foul fervor in cold canopy, proud reason's sheath he cast away, the soul of madness flames beneath. exaltation to thy waist. Gird his gold belt, the diamond settings gleam. With fire drawn far through the blue, shuddering vault from some amazing star. Aubrey attained in sleep when he drank this wonderful dream of women, tended child and harlot, naked all, thousands piled on one hot writhing heap. His shameful kiss to shudder through them, with live limbs defiled to wade, to dip down through the mass, caressed by every purple lip. Choked with the reek, infumed and bittersweet, his body perishes, his life is drained. The last sweet drop of nectar has not stained. Now alive, his lips and limbs are wet with death dews. Ha! The painter has attained as high a need as his who firstly got sweet music on a reed. And oh, when music is so poor and thin, I am poor in Marseille. Where shall I find a wise Olympus and the lover kind to teach my mouth to sing some secret sin, faint, fierce, and horrible, to tune my mind and on a reed, better beloved to bid me discourse at his need? Master, I think that I have found thee now. Deceive me not, I trust thee, I am sure. Thy love will stand while ocean winds endure. Our request shall be our quest till I the brow radiate light. To death himself allure our love to him, and life's desires are held beyond the silver rim. Then may desires obtain the cypress crown. Then may desires obtain the cypress.
Oh, here we go. All right, this is part 2. We also are live on Clubhouse. This is Hypnosis through Poetry, live reading by John. Go to johnforcongress.com. Here I abandon all myself to thee, split into thy caresses as of right, live in thy kisses as in living light, clothed in thy love, enthroned lazily, in thine embrace as naked as the night, as love and lover, more pure, more keen, more strong than all my dreams discover. My heavy hair upon my olive skin, basé la lorde criniere, frames with its ebony a face like sin. My heavy hair, you touched my lips and told me I was fair. It was your wickedness, my love to win. Basé la lorde criniere. Passion has destroyed my soul. Would care if you desire me, and I hold you in my arms a little, and you love for lamb my heavy hair. It is a fatal web your fingers spin. Basé la lorde criniere. Let our love end as other loves begin, or slay me in a moment unaware. Nay, kiss in double death paying if you dare. Oh, one day I will strangle you within my heavy hair. Okay, this is Jezebel, part 1. A lion's mane, a leopard's skin, across my dusty shoulders thrown a swart fierce face with eyes where sin lurks like a serpent by a stone, a man driven forth by lust to seek rest from himself on Carmel's peak, a prophet with wild hair behind, streaming in fiery clusters, yea, tangled with vehemence of the wind, knotted with the tears that slay, and all my face parched up and dried, and all my body crucified. Oft times the Spirit of the Lord descends and floods me with his breath. My words are fashioned as a sword, my skin is like the voice of death. The thunder of the Spirit's wings brings terror to the hearts of kings. and I am driven out. Desert places by desire, my mouth is salt and dry. I doubt if hell hath such another fire, if God's damnation can devise a lust to match these agonies. The desert wind my body burns, the voice of flesh consumes my soul. My body towards the city turns, my spirit seeks its fiery goal. Wells of heaven to quench my thirst, and take God's hand among the first. Conquered self, I grew at last the prophet chosen of the Lord. Blew the trumpet's iron blast that called on Zimri, Omri's sword. My voice inflamed the fiery steel that was to smite upon Jezebel.
To me, split into thy caresses is a bright. Live in thy kisses is a living life off. My love is thrown lazily. Thy embrace is naked as the night. Is love and lover, more pure, more keen, more strong than all.
So stupid. Salud. Here we go. More poetry. More poetry. This is your LLP ASMR hypnosis poetry session with Canada John. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment right now. I conquered self. I grew at last, a prophet chosen of the Lord. I blew the trumpet's iron blast that called on Zimri Omri's sword. My voice inflamed the fiery steel that was to smite upon Jezreel. And now haste from yonder sands, with fervor filled to say God's doom to Ahab of the bloody hands, the spoiler of his father's tomb, the slayer of the vineyard king. God's judgment and his fate I bring. The city gleams afar. I see Samaria's white walls on high. The mountains echo back to me, the vengeful murmur of the sky. All heaven and earth on me attend to prophesy the tyrant's end. The gates are closed because of night, whose heavy breath infects the air. The dog star gleams devilish light. Thought I saw behind me glare the eyes of fiends. I thought I heard an evil laugh, a mocking word. The gates swing open at the name, without a ward aroused from sleep. Pass with face of burning flame that is not quenched, although I weep. For even my tears are tears of fire, for loathing, madness, and desire. Ah, God, the traps for fervent feet. The morrow beaconed, and I came by where the golden groves of wheat in summer glories fiercely flamed to those white courts by princes trod, where Ahab sat and mocked at God. Where Ahab sat, but lo, I saw no king, no tyrant to be cursed, but she who filled me with blind awe, she for whose blood my thin veins thirst, the blossom of a painted mouth, and bare beasts tinctured with the south. Below the harlot Jezebel, her hands dropped perfume, and her tongue, a flame from the dark heart of hell, the ivory barred mouth that stung with unimaginable pangs, shot out at me in hell-fixed fangs. Purple robes, a royal crown, the jeweled girdle of her waist, the feet with murder splashed in brown, with the sharp lips that fawn in taste, the crimson snakes that minister to those unwearying lusts of her. And all her woman's scent adrift, a steam of poison through the air, the haze of sunshine seems to lift and toil and tangles up black hair. The hair that waves and wins and bites and glistens with unholy lights. For lo, she saw me and beheld my trembling lips curled back to curse. Laughed with strong scorn, whose music knelled the empire of God's universe. On my haggard face a crazy spatter dark light to burn.
Chosen of with voice and flame, the fiery steel was to smite upon.
Greetings from the Magus. It's physically exhausting holding my arm up this long.
In thine embrace as naked as the night, as love and lover, more pure, more keen, more. Tom's book. This is ASMR hypnosis poetry session with Karen and John. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful who you let in your apartment because this is what I would consider a trashed rental. I'm gonna ask Airbnb for additional compensation. I mean, the place is completely torn up. Oh God, I don't even want to open up that toilet. embrace as naked as the night. Right now, I conquered self. I grew at last, a prophet chosen of the Lord, and blew the trumpet's iron blast, then called unzimmery armory sword. My voice inflamed the fiery steel, the blister smite upon Jezebel. Right now, and thine break, then may desires. You use the CD to learn relaxation and imagery. I have no problem with food as a symbol. Numb the taste. Thoughts. Interesting, actually. You look at so many things. Rosa Parks. Jerusalem. Because, the true Hebrews, why are not you lazy son of a biscuit eater? They colluded. They used government pressure to control the narrative. Right. It can also displace Team White's power. Welcome to the stage. We're only seconds away from the topic. You need Jared's findings research because I'm going to do the research myself. I just think there's more to it. I'm not out of time. Right now. This song is called A World on Fire. Please don't scroll. You are great. It's just weird to be like. That button. Leave a comment. That button. Thrown lazily. In thine embrace as naked as the night. As love and lover, more pure, more keen. Bonds that hold the soul within its shell are turned to water. Party versus somebody who's there to kind of like sleep in one. We keep a bunch of backup linens and towels so that way they don't have to do laundry on. Look for all sorts of red flags around like weekend bookings, number of people, how many people are they being touched, everything like that. And forgotten quite, and the pure soul flame forth, the deathless dove, all fire, it quivers. But the January 6th insurrection. I guess I'm
You got the block. Okay, on to more poetry. I should write a book called Complain About Everything. Magic Man. Magic Wizard. No, it is not okay. Do not pass the green flag. Any viewers over here? Oh, we got 2 live viewers, eh? Alright, we're gonna do some more poetry. Oh. The gates are closed because of night, whose heavy breath infects the air. The dog star gleams a devilish light. I thought I saw behind me glare the eyes of fiends. I thought I heard an evil laugh, a mocking word. The gates swing open at the name. Without a warder roused from sleep, I pace with face of burning flame that is not quenched, although I weep. For even my tears are tears of fire, for loathing, madness, and desire. Ah, God! Traps for fervent feet. The morrow beaconed, and I came by where the golden grows of wheat and summer glories fiercely flame. To those white courts by princes trod, where Ahab sat and mocked at God. Where Ahab sat, but lo, I saw no king, no tyrant to be cursed, but she who filled me with blind awe, she for whose blood my thin veins thirst, the blossom of a painted mouth and bare breasts tinctured with the south. For lo, the harlot Jezebel, her hands dropped perfume, and her tongue flame from the dark heart of hell, ivory barred mouth that stung with unimaginable pangs, shot out at me in hell fixed fangs. Her purple robes her royal crown, the jeweled girdle of her waist, her feet with murder splashed and brown, with the sharp lips that fawn and taste, crimson snakes that minister to those unwearying lusts of her, and all her woman's scented drift of steam, of poison through the air. A haze of sunshine seems to lift, toil in tangles of black hair, the hair that waves and wins and bites and glistens with unholy lights. For lo! She saw me and beheld my trembling lips curled back to curse, laughed with strong scorn, whose music knelled the empire of God's universe. And on my haggard face upturned she spat. Ah, God, how my cheek burned! Then, as a man betrayed and doomed already, I arose and went and wrestled with myself, consumed with passion for that sacrament of shame. From that day unto this, my cheek desires that hideous kiss.
The gates are closed because of night. Whose heavy breath infects the air. Dog star gleams a village light.
Okay, this is poetry Jonathan for drawing.
What is that about? Can you explain that to me, please?
I think she said earlier, I think she addressed that. She said it was over talking and warnings. I think she said she
So is she allowed to over talk and troll when I'm speaking?
If it's a get back, I would say no, as long as it's not part of the cue.
So is she allowed? So she's not allowed to talk when I'm talking, right?
If you take your turn in the queue, the answer is no.
Okay, when she does that, what is the recourse?
If she does it, I'll call her out. Call me out.
Okay, so when she's mod abusing someone else and you call her out, then and she moves you, what do we do then? If she's mod abusing somebody else, we call her out. If she's mod abusing someone else, then we call her out, and she moves the person that's calling her out. Then what?
If that does happen.
Can you provide an example?
King, why isn't King in the fucking group? Shut up, King.
Let's assume everything.
I only got one warning.
Let's say all the following things happen the way that you claim they happen. If that is the case, I'll say, hey, Caroline, can you please not mod abuse him while it's his turn in the queue.
That's not what I asked you. If she's mod abusing somebody else, if she's mod abusing someone else, and you call her out for her mod abuse, and she moves you, what then? Oh, he's on the phone. So it's still my feedback. Obviously, Matt, Haga, Omni, you see her mod abusing. I wish y'all would do something about it. You don't have to do it on stage, obviously. Can you tell her to stop mod abusing? We all know how that lowers the quality of the conversation. We all know that we don't want to hear about pH balance. We don't want to hear about squirting. We don't want to hear her fucking use words she fucking misusing constantly. Like, oh, y'all talk to her. Well, no, I know. It's all everybody. Yeah, they were.
You know he lied, right?
Yeah, everybody. You say word. Wait, they weren't talking about squirting in the room?
I was not a part of that conversation.
Did I say you were a part of the conversation?
You said y'all. You said
Yeah,
y'all.
y'all, yes.
And you even told Nala
So yeah, it's my turn. So tell this person to shut up and her fucking friend King. So the question is, shut up, King. I don't know why King's still not in the go yet. 5 times, 20 times, she keeps interrupting. It's weird. You move the ML, you move something. You move the I, you move the ML, and you're still not moving King. What's going on? What's going on? Why is King still in?
King, that's one.
I was
Hello, moderators. This is candidate Congressman John Kitover. I'd like you to put me in the queue.
Just crazy. Anyway.
Concrete will talk all afternoon. He never stops. Put me in the queue. This is candidate John. Thank you very much.
So, obviously, Guava is a vindictive weirdo who constantly body abuses. When she is body abusing, you're off mute, Bobby. When she's body abusing and we call her out, and she moves those who are calling her out of the goo, what then? When she's body abusing, like she did ML, where she over talking ML, like she did earlier, when her friends were fucking over talking and she body abused. What do we do about her mod abuse? That's the question.
If that's a real question, I will answer. So what I would like to defend Guava, because of what I mentioned.
First, I had the same ideologies when I was making 40K. Okay, because when I was making 40K, I still was paying my own bills.
It was Halloween poems.
The gates are closed because of night. Beams of devilish light. Right now, I conquered self. I grew at last, a prophet chosen of the Lord, and blew the trumpet's iron blast. That cold Anzimri Omri soul, my voice inflamed the fire.
I support him because he's not in my district, but he's better than nothing. I agree.
Oh, John is better than nothing. Vote for John is better than nothing. John has a tendency not to pay his bills, but for the most part, he pays them all. Her hate, her scorn, her cruel blows fill my whole life, consume my breath. Her red-fanged hatred in me glows. I lust for her, and hell and death. I see their ghastly look, and yearn toward the brands of her that burn. Sleep shuns me, dreams divide the night, my parched throat thirsty for her veins, but she and I with deep delight suck from death's womb infernal pains, whose fire consumes, destroys, devours through night's insatiable hours. And all together filled with love, and all together filled with sin, the little sparks and noises move about the softness of her skin. Her pleasures and her passions purr for the delight I have of her. Aching with all the pains of night, my shuddering body swoons, my eyes absorb her eyelids' lazy light, and read her bosom to devise fresh blossoms of the heart of hell and secret joys of Jezebel. Her lips are fastened to my breast to suck out blood in feverish tides. The token of her eye possessed still on my withered cheek abides. Thus slowly the desire grows to kill and have her, yet who knows? I know. When Ramoth Gilead's field grew bloody with her, with hot ranks of the dead, I smote amain with sword and shield. My brows with mingled blood were red, and on my cheek the kiss of hell, the hatred of my Jezebel. Waited many days. At last the rushing of a chariot grew, frightful through all the city vast. Men were afraid, but I knew. Jehu was here, whose sword should dip deep in my love's adulterous lip. The spirit filled me, and behold, I saw her dead stare to the skies. I came to her, she was not cold, but burning with all infamies of her incestuous mouth I fell, and lost my soul for Jezebel. Followed him afoot, fire, beneath her window he drew rein. She looked forth, clad in glad attire, haggard and hateful once again, taunted him. His bastard blood quailed, but his violent soul withstood. He blenched, and then with eyes aflame, who is on my side? Who? He said, 3 eunuchs, passionless, grown tame, grinned from behind her laughing head, throw down that woman, and my breath caught as they flung her out to death.
Fill my whole life, consume to my breath. Her red fang glows. I lust for her, and hell and death.
Jezebel, Jezebel,
gates are closed because of night. Right now. Close. I lust for her. In hell and death, I see their ghastly look. The gates are right now. I conquered self. In thine embrace as naked as the night, as love and luck. Then may desires obtain the sun. Hi, this message is to Airbnb as well as other.
Do you think Larry would have fought for abortion?
And the pure soul flame forth. They in vain wait. Thank you for being here, but like share this poem is called Defeat the Super Bowl. 16 share, subscribe. This is your punished. It is the brain to defeat that lie. Hope you forgot that John. She abides. Thus, slowly the desire grows to kill and have her, yet who knows? I close. I lust for her. In hell and death, I see their ghastly. I smote the main with sword and shield. And brows with mingled blood were red. And on my cheek the kiss of hell, the hatred of my Jezebel. Waited many days. At last the rushing of a chariot grew, frightful through all the city vast. Men were afraid.
Versus somebody who's there to kind of like sleep and wants like a safe place to rest their head. So you definitely want to make sure you're
Okay, this is Airbnb training for hosts. We're discussing security, safety. We're talking about pre-screening,
like say somebody
pre-screening guests, pre-screening clients. We're talking about cleaning services, turnover, guest baskets. This is the Airbnb training class seminar for hosts. If you're looking to become a successful Airbnb host, if you want to earn more money, this close. The gates are closed. Right now. If I then plan. And tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Button, like. Cruel beams. Ghosts, poetry, two bumps is the enormous secret I have learned. When self-denial's furnace flame closed, the gates are. Because when you have the hand, you don't really want to compromise anything, right? Like when you have the leverage. The red fate, hatred in me glows. I lust for her. In hell and death, I see their ghastly look and yearn toward the brands of her that burn. Sleep shuns me, dreams divide the night. My parched throat thirsty for her veins. She and I with deep delight suck from death's womb infernal pains. Blush on touch totem.
why do you allow concrete to moderate a mob? Like
Talking about allow.
because my thing is if he continues to interrupt her and then no one continues to interrupt her.
Okay, this is more poetry. I hope you enjoy. This is Halloween Poems with Candidate John. We're also live on X, multiple YouTubes. I think this is part 5. think I died that moment. He, foaming for vengeance and bloodlust, laughed his coarse laugh of hideous glee. Her sweet fat body in the dust he trampled, royal from the womb, martyred, murderous, lacks a tomb, a tigress woman clad with sin, shod with infamy, pressed the bloody winepress of my skin, plucked the purple of my breast. The lovers in their hearts shall keep a memory passionate and deep. They cast her forth on Naboth's field, still living in her harlot's dress. Belly stripped, her thighs concealed, for shame's sake and for love's no less. Night falls, the gaping crowds abide, no longer by her stiffening side. Crept like sleep toward the place that held me for her evil head, bent like sin above her face, that dying she might kiss me dead. I whispered, Jezebel. She turned, and her deep eyes with hatred burned. Ah, prophet, come to mock at me and gloat on mine exceeding pain. Nay, but to give my soul to thee, and have thee spit at me again. She smiled, I know she smiled, she sighed, bit my lips through, and drank and died. Her murders and her blasphemies, her whoredoms, God is paid at last. Upon my bosom close she lies, her carnal spirit holds me fast. My blood, my infamy, my pain, seal my subjection and her reign. My veins poured out her marriage cup, for holy water, cruel tongue, for blessing of white hands, raised up these perfumed infamies unsung. For God's breath, the sharp tainted breath, the marriage bed, the bed of death. Hounds that scavenge, fierce and lean, snarl in the moonlight. In the sky the vulture hangs, a ghost unclean. The lewd hyena's sleepless eye darts through the distance. These admit my lordship over her and it. The host is lifted up. Behold, the vintage split, the broken bread. Feast upon the cruel, cold, pale body that was ripe and red. Only her head, her palms, her feet. I kissed all night and did not eat. So and not otherwise, the word of God was utterly fulfilled. So and not otherwise, I heard her spirit cry, by death not stilled. My sin is perfect in thy blood, and thou and I have conquered God. Now let me die, last desired, last beloved of thee, my queen. Now let me die with blood attired, thy servant naked and unseen, to thy white skull, thy palms, thy feet, clinging dead, infamous, complete. Tigress woman, tigress sin, shod with infamy. Press the bloody wine press of my skin. Pluck the purple. Hazmat suit. Putting on a hazmat suit. Alright, this is called Magic Man. That's it. Love my friend. Oh God. Oh, good luck, my friend.
Slacks of doom, a tigress woman clad with Sid glows. They made his eyes and take glows. Slacks of doom, slacks of ampled, royal from the womb, martyred, murderous, lacks of tomb. A tigress woman clad with sin, shod with infamy, press the bloody wine press of my skin, tuck the purple of my breast, the love in thy embrace as naked as the night, this love and lover. Ampled, royal from the womb, slacks of tomb. The tigress woman clad with sin, shod with infamy, press the bloody wine press of my ampled, ampled, slacks of tomb, slack. This message is to Airbnb as well as other hosts. Be careful who you let in your apartment. The gates are closed. The gates are closed because of night, whose heavy breath infects the air. The dog star gleams. While staying in touch with relaxation. Deceived, it is not that. Thou shalt never lament. Thou shalt not blame or flatter any. For I have crushed it. In a style of gem-like lucidity, radiant with humor. Slacks of glow. Right now. this message. If not Blair.
Sir, stop lying.
Ow. I am cleansed of her. Without endeavor. Good, how are you? Welcome to my super unhealthy debate starring you.
You still
Ampled, royal from the womb, marred, murdered, the red-fanged hate, whose heavy breath infects a button. Leave a comment, thrown liaisons.
Marty versus
we keep a bunch of all sorts of red flags around. And we need to look at.
Forgotten quite. I am the leader. Don't change your roster to a hen. And then sit crookedly.
I mean, I don't mean this in a racist way. Cheers, people. Let me just say this. I mean, a lot of people want to agree. I don't feel we create. Brother, you can't fucking hear your fucking grandfather.
I believe that you can put on the love grace.
I'm trying to pray for something. I can't have a room to do something about it. And when this happens, I'm standing the money up front. It's untrue. It was probably an accurate assessment. We really Steph, what else you got? You get a referee. Fucking responsibility.
Okay, we got 2 more videos to shoot, and then we should be finished.
Thrown lazily. Like some tomb glows. The gate right
drink. Right, 101. Poetry, 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 poetry. Got 2 more to go, then we're done for the day. Maybe an evening session. Maybe 6 more tonight. I crept like sleep toward the place that held me for her evil head. It bent like sin above her face, that dying she might kiss me dead. I whispered Jezebel. She turned, and her deep eyes with hatred burned. Ah, prophet, come to market me, gloat on mine exceeding pain, neighbor to give my soul to thee, and have thee spit at me again. She smiled, I know she smiled, she sighed, bit my lips through, and drank and died. Murders and blasphemies her whoredom's God had paid at last. Upon my bosom close she lies, the carnal spirit holds me fast. My blood, my infamy, my pain, seal my subjection and her reign. My veins poured out her marriage cup, for holy water, her cruel tongue, for blessing of white hands raised up, these perfumed infamies unsung. For God's breath, her sharp tainted breath, for marriage bed, the bed of death. The hounds that scavenge, fierce and lean, snarl in the moonlight. In the sky the vulture hangs, a ghost unclean. The lewd hyena's sleepless eye darts through the distance. These admit my lordship over her and it. The host is lifted up. Behold, the vintage spilt, broken bread. They feast upon the cruel, cold, pale body that was ripe and red. Only her head, her palms, her feet I kissed all night and did not eat, so and not otherwise. The word of God was utterly fulfilled, so and not otherwise. I heard her spirit cry, by death not stilled. My sin is perfect in thy blood. Thou and I have conquered God. Let me die, last desired, at last beloved, of thee, my queen. Now let me die with blood attired, thy servant naked and obscene, to thy white skull, thy palms, thy feet, clinging, dead, infamous, complete. Now let me die, to mix my soul with thy red soul, to join our hands, to weld us in one perfect whole, to link us with desirous bands. Now let me die, to mate in hell with thee, O harlot Jezebel. Okay, the next poem is called An Appeal to the American Republic. Thou fair republic, overseer far, with long blue ripples, lap the fertile land, whose manifest dominion like a star, fixed by the iron hands and swords of war, now must for aye constellations stand, thou new strong nation, as the eagle aspires to match the sun's own fires. Children of our land, hear the children of your sires.
Bent like sin above her face, dying she's dead. Whispered Jezebel, turned the deep eyes of hatred burned.
It's crazy. It's like I can feel the electricity of these phones. Okay, we got one more video to go. Okay, we got one more set of videos to do, then we'll be done. Take a break, get some work done, and then do maybe a couple more this evening.
The gates are closed. She turned, and her deep eyes of hatred burned. And her deep eyes of hatred burned. Ah, prophet, come to market me. The cruel blows filled my whole life, consumed my breath. Her red-fanged hatred in me glows. I lust for her, and hell and death. I see their ghastly look, and yearn toward the brands of her that burn. Sleep shuns me, dreams divide the night. My parched throat thirsty for her veins. She and I with deep delight suck from death's womb infernal pains, whose fire consumes, destroys, devours through night's insatiable hours. And all together filled with love, and all together filled.
Guys, they would immediately get dropped for,
Hold on, lady. So,
guys, they
And the deep eyes of hatred burned. Ah, to thee, split into thy caresses. To
experiences have been gives me a big understanding of some safety things that we need to look at.
which is why we actually don't allow instant booking for the most part. Sure, COVID-19 vaccine out. The cruel blows filled my whole life, consumed my brain. The red-fanged hatred in me glows. I lust for her, and hell and death. I see their ghastly look, and yearn toward brands of her that burn. Sleep shuns me, dreams divide them.
What you been doing with yourself, John? I've been reading poetry on YouTube's. You've been reading poetries on YouTube's. Okay, this is called An Appeal to the American Republic. An appeal to the American Republic, read by candidate Congressman John Kitover, the 16th District, running to defeat Darren LaHood, the super debt borrower, super tax creator, super spender. Go to johnforcongress.com to help me defeat Darren LaHood. This is an appeal to the American Republic. Thou fair republic overseer far, where long blue ripples lap the fertile land, whose manifest dominion like a star, fixed by the iron hands and swords of war, now must for aye constellation stand. Thou new strong nation, as the eagle aspires to match the sun's own fires. Children of our land, hear the children of your sires. We stretch out hands today when the white wings of peace are spread beneath you and your foe. O race of men that slay the slaves of kings, we whom the foam-crowned ocean still enrings, we whose strong freedom never brooked a blow. Hail you now victors, hail you of the sword, proved in the west the Lord. Hail you and bid you sound quick friendship and accord. The eagle of your emblem would not stoop to the proud vaunts of that outrageous wing that Bismarck reared, and strengthened and bade swoop fierce upon France, whose pallid pinions droop, to own an emperor where she mocked a king. The challenge you hurled back across the foam, Vienna and tall Rome trembled for their ally. You stirred our hearts at home. The fire of love no waters shall devour. The faith of friendship stands the shocks of time. Seal with your voice the triumph of this hour, your glory to our glory and our power. Alliance of one tongue, one faith, one clime. Seal and clasp hands, and let the sea proclaim friendship of righteous fame, and lordship of two worlds that time can never tame. Stoop not and tender not an hour's regret for those wild words and trivial anger past. Forget your fools as we their words forget, and join our worlds in one amazing net of empire and dominion, till aghast the lying Russian cloak his traitor head, more close in Spain is bled, to wake in us the love that lay a century dead. That all the world keeps silence at our pace, at our peace, let France retreat and Russia step aside from their encroachments. Bid their envy cease, stricken by fear, who seek our strength increased by comradeship.
JohnSonCongress.com. This is an appeal to the Americans. This is an appeal to the American Republic. Now, fair republic overseas far, long blue ripples, that the fertile land, whose manifest dominion like a star. JohnForCongress.com to help me defeat their mother. This is an appeal to the American Republic. Thou fair Republic overseer far, where long blue ripples lap the fertile land, whose manifest dominion like a star, fixed by the iron hands and swords of war, now must for aye constellation stand. Thou new strong nation, as the eagle aspires, match the sun's own fires. Children of our land, hear the children of our sires. We stretch out hands today when the white wings of peace are spread beneath you and your foe. O race of men that slay the slaves of kings, we whom the foam-crowned ocean still enrings, we whose strong freedom never broke the glow. Hail you now victors, hail you of the sword, prove in the west the Lord. Hail you and bid you sound quick friendship and accord. The eagle of your emblem would not stoop to the proud vaunts of that outrageous wing that Bismarck reared. Strengthened in bade swoop, fierce upon France, whose pallid pinions droop. To own an emperor, worship up to king. The challenge you hurled back across the foam